Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kitties, thanks to Del Amo Motorsports here in Redondo Beach, California. And today, I will be taste testing the Ducati Supersport S 939. I've been wanting to taste test this bike so bad because actually my mom liked this bike personally. She saw this at the dealership in the Philippines at Access Plus, P2000 in Cubao. It's pretty, she fell in love with it because of its matte white color and everything. It's also the same color as the one that we saw in P2000. So before we start, ergonomics check. I'm 6'3", 200 to 220 pounds, with a 35-inch overall in-seat with a size 13 foot and I'm completely flat-footed. It's like a semi-super sport bike. So let's start it up. See the instrumentation there, pretty nice. And then kill switch. There you go. Very nice. It has a very simple layout right here. Like an all LCD screen, just like a multi-strada look. And so far so good. At the idle at the moment, I can feel some heat right here on my leg over here. And also, one thing I noticed, this has a semi-aggressive riding position. It's like an aggressive naked bike per se. So it has multiple traction control setting, multiple ABS settings. I'm not going to touch any of those. It's a brand new bike. It has 20 miles in it. There's a gear shift indicator on the far right, but it's hard to see a little bit. It has a LCD sweeper tach, digital speedo. So yeah, the side mirrors at the moment has a limited range of motion because it's encased on this plastic housing and it smudges it can get easily smudged. All is good. Yeah, it has a very limited range of motion though, so there you go. And this one is the S, on which it has the all-ins front and rear suspension, and the front brakes is stupid sensitive. Very sensitive, very tactile and very sensitive, just like any Ducati sport bikes. So this shares almost the same engine as the old Hyper Motard 939. Whoa, it has a Quickshifter! The clutch bite happens around 80%. Sounds very nice though. It has that Ducati burble because this engine has the 90-degree L-twin. Yep, it has a 90-degree L-twin and it says it has a low fuel light. So hopefully we can get back before this thing runs out of gas. Yeah, it releases around 80% before full release. So far the sound of the engine is very nice. I feel very comfortable. My legs are not too cramped. It reminds me that I'm riding like a Ninja 400 at some degree. It's not too aggressive. My mom likes this riding position. It has a similar riding position as the Scrambler Cafe. So far in its default settings, the suspension is a little firm. Oh, the exhaust, it keeps popping and crackling. I don't know if this one has a Turek-Moni exhaust or just a stock exhaust. Let me look it up. Oh no, we're moving right now. Yeah, it sounds like it has a Turek-Moni exhaust. No, it's a stock exhaust. It's very nice. So far it's easy to ride actually. It's not too intimidating to ride. No wonder my mom will like this bike. Whoa! Beautiful! It has a quick shifter. Let me see if it can go downshift too. Yep! Quick shifter up and down on the Supersport S. Very, very nice. I'm liking this. The rear brakes has a little soft feel, but it's very tactile and easy to modulate. Yeah, it's easy to modulate. It's not overly sensitive. It's just right, pretty much. I don't know if it's gonna be better than the hypermotor that I rode back in Manila. The Quickshifter is very fluid and responsive. That's what I said. All Quickshifters will spoil you. I think most of the exhaust noise that you might hear is from that multistrada from the lead rider. And so far, the torque is just very linear. I like the throttle response on this. But remember, this is a Ducati. So I'm feeling some handlebar vibrations on my hands. Nothing on my foot. And minimal on my butt. So yeah, you need to have some gummy grips or bar end weights with this. I like this type of motorcycle. I think this bike competes against the VFR 800 Interceptor or the Ninja 1000 because they have the similar riding position. It's not like the Panigale on which you have to scrape your handlebars on the road already. Yeah, the handlebars on the Ducati is very, very vibey. For me, for just to let you guys know, just for me, it's a little bit on the vibey side. The throttle mapping is is almost perfect, very smooth. I like the way the bike handles. The suspension is not too rough, a little firm, but it's still comfortable and tolerable. This 90-degree L-twin or V-twin you call it. I call it L-twin because it's 90 degrees. Any lesser than that is a V-twin. One thing about this bike, the S, there's two Supersports. One's the S and one's the base one. The S has Öhlins, fully adjustable, front and rear. As you see gold valves on the forks and on the rear suspension. It's Öhlins. It's Öhlins goodness. Low speed maneuverability is pretty nice. It feels lighter than it is. I kind of like it actually. I think for the fair Ducatis, I like this already. But will it be better than the Hyper Motard within the Ducati lineup? I don't know, man. The torque is there. The torque is really there. It's ready for action already. The Multistrada's exhaust is drowning the exhaust on this bike. So far it's very punchy. And I can't do any aggressive maneuvers on this bike because this bike is totally brand new. Neutral, put it to neutral is pretty easy too. I think you can adjust the throttle response on this. Right now it's on sport. It's on sport mode, and you can change it with its up and down arrows. I think when you press this, I think it has a self-canceling turn signals too. So right now it's on sport mode. I did not intend to put it on sport mode, but oh well. Just like any electronic throttles, sport mode is the most aggressive throttle mode. Then you got the touring and the urban. The urban is the mildest out of the three. Traffic is not too savory right now, but oh well. I don't know this area, so yep, the Quickshifter is very nice. It's not as clunky as what you might expect. It's very nice. That single-sided rear swing arm is damn sexy. All Ducatis are sexy actually. I can barely hear the engine, but I can hear it because I'm wearing earplugs right now. At least I get to ride this bike. Doesn't matter. Me likey. Let's see how it does in the railroad. Yeah, firm. Not too jarring. Just firm. Sport bike firm. Doesn't break your back. I think there's an audience for a bike like this. For people who doesn't like the aggressiveness of the Panigale series, might like this bike, or they like a relaxed, relaxed fared bike like this. They don't like the monster too much, or the hyper motard is a little bit too dirt bike-ish. This is a good bike. This is a good alternative. I haven't ridden the Ninja 1000 yet, and this one has almost a similar riding feel as the Tuono, but the Tuono is another league. So yeah, what other bikes that I rode at this caliber? I think the GSX-S 1000F, the Gixxis with a fairing. It almost has a similar riding position as this one. VFR 800 Interceptor. Yeah, because it's not too aggressive. The handlebars is not all the way to the ground like this one is, like the Panigale, but this one is more upright. It's like an aggressive naked bike, but it's fared, 100% fared, like a sport bike. Oh yeah, Super Duke GT. That's another bike. The torque is there, and my neck is not liking me right now. This is the closest thing to a sport bike that I could tolerate. The engine sounds very nice. It just needs some gummy grips and it'll be perfect. The Quickshifter really spoils you in this one. Yeah, Super Duke GT. It feels like a RC390. I haven't ridden the RC8, but it looks like this. It has the same riding position. The Ninja 4. It has that same riding position too. Ninja 400, the CBR 500R. Very nice. Let's see how it handles the bumps. Very smooth. Oh, that's a nice Chevy truck, or Ford or something. Alrighty, clear road. Alright. You can tuck in, I can tuck in here very, very comfortably. Another railroad test. It's very comfortable. It's like a Grand Touring bike, like an FJR without the weight. This is a little bit more nippy than the FJR. I rated the FJR, but I didn't have a GoPro back then, so yeah. But on the FJR, you sit a little bit more upright. Yeah, glides on those bumps too. This is a daily friendly sport bike. Yeah, it's not a Panigale, it's not as hardcore as those. But this one works for me better than the Panigale. Although I haven't rated the Panigale yet. But just seeing the riding position on those bikes, it will make me cry if I ride one of those bikes. If I ever get to ride one day. Oh no. Full? My SD card says it's full. That was unexpected. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover for now. If we only can go to the canyons, it would be perfect so I can test this this bike. But it's beyond my I'm at the mercy of these guys, so that's the nature of a taste test. Guided rides, that's it. Just following the rules. Unless if I have the full access to a bike. With this all-in suspension, it has a minimal dive. It doesn't dive as a regular suspension, but for all-in it's pretty good. You can adjust the suspension settings if you want to later on. But this is a stock setting, so it doesn't dive as much as what you expected. It really flies if you wanted to. And we're almost here at the dealership. Tell you my thoughts once we park this bike. We're here at Del Amo. Alright, the ride is over, so I went into neutral, and to disengage it, just press it like this and then off. And the kickstand is easy to locate and easy to engage, as you can see right there. Sorry about that earlier, because the memory card went full mid-ride, but there's nothing much that I can say about this bike. It's drop dead gorgeous. It's the closest thing that I can own on a Ducati sport bike, because it's faired. You can go fully tuck in it if you want to. It's not as aggressive as a Panigale, in which the handlebars almost scrapes to the ground, just like the R6 over there. It's too aggressive. And look at that. Look at that. Even if you take off the engine and then put it on the side of your wall, it's gonna be gorgeous. See, single-sided swing arm. I had my earphones on, but I barely hear the exhaust, but you can feel it and you can somewhat hear it. But that multi-strada with that Tergmoni exhaust drowns the sound of this L-twin 939cc engine. It's beautiful, it's nice, I can feel it. And there's the Öhlins with the reservoir over here, exclusive on the S model. Öhlins in the front, Öhlins at the back, Brembos at the front, Brembos at the back, whatever. This off-white color is beautiful, but it's gonna be hard to maintain that thing. And I think it seems like this windshield adjusts. I think it adjusts, but I'm not so sure on that one. So it has integrated turn signals on each side mirrors. It has a LED lights right here, both arrows going like this. Yeah, it's a beautiful bike. I'm impressed. Just needs a grommet grips or a bar end weights to minimize that handlebar vibrations. And this also doesn't have a cruise control, just like the Ninja 1000. So something to consider that. There's the beautiful single-sided swing arm over here. And you can see Öhlins in the front, and Brembos. It has multiple traction control settings, multiple throttle settings, multiple ABS settings. I'm not gonna go too technical on it. Yeah, it's a very adaptable bike. It can be dailied very easily compared to the Panigale. If you like a fair bike that is not too much hard on your back, this is it. The question is this my favorite Ducati right now? Nah, I still go to Hyper Motard. So yeah, I give this bike 2 thumbs up actually for the Supersport S. Thank you to Del Amo Motorsports here in Redondo Beach. Please follow me, like me, subscribe me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and lapid.com. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.